In this video, you're going to learn how to use Census Studio to download LEHD jobs data. So I've already opened the Census Studio toolbox and opened the Census Downloads toolset. And from here, I'm going to double click on Download Lead Jobs. And so it's going to prompt you for several pieces of information here. And what we're doing here is simply joining or downloading jobs data by state and by county. So for this particular example, we'll select Colorado, and then we'll drill down. Optionally, you can select a state here. We'll go ahead and select Denver as the county. As far as the year's data, as of the recording of this video, 2022 is the most recent data. As far as the counts data, you can download data either by workplace or by residence. Residence is simply where the workers live. So if they have a job, where do they live? Right, and so it'll do counts by where they live. The other option here is workplace. This is simply where the workers work. So that's where the jobs are. So we'll leave the default here, workplace. And then under job type, the default is going to be all jobs, but you can select other job types, including primary jobs, all private jobs, private primary jobs, all federal jobs, and federal primary jobs. We'll just leave the default here of all jobs. And then under work segment, you have the ability to select either all workers, which is the default. You can also segment this by age, by earnings. You can also select goods producing, trade, transportation, and utilities, and all other services. But again, we'll just select the default here of all workers. And in the geography level, you can go all the way down to the block group level. Tract is going to be the default. You could also select county as well. But in this case, since we've selected a single county, we'll go ahead and select tract. Block group would work fine as well. And then you'll just need to define your output feature class name. And in this case, we'll just type in Denver and then hit run. And it's going to do a little bit of work here in the background. What it's going to do is pull the jobs data for the geography and job types and worker segments that we've identified. And eventually we'll create your output feature class. And if we take a look at the attribute table for our feature class, we'll see, of course, there's your state, there's your tract information, and then you should see total jobs. Right, that's kind of the focus here. And then, of course, you can also download all other types of counts as well. See all the information there. So we'll close that out. And then we'll go ahead and symbolize our data. We'll do a graduated color rendering on total jobs using a natural breaks rendering. I'll change the color scheme a little bit here. And so that gives you a thematic map, color-coded map, showing where the jobs are, right? And so the tracks with a yellow color, those are the tracks that contain the most jobs. In dark blue, those are the fewest jobs. And then we did a workplace segment here. So this is where the jobs are, not where the people live that have jobs, but where the jobs are. And I'll go ahead and just add a transparency here of 50% so you can kind of see this a little bit better. And you can see that the locations that have the higher number of jobs include the airport. And then this little cluster is the downtown Denver area, which makes sense, right? That's where, that's where the majority of the jobs are going to be. All right, that's it for this video. I appreciate you joining me. And in future Census Studio videos, we'll be covering other download tools as well as a variety of analysis tools that you can use with the Census Studio custom toolbox.